It's a trap!
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Resistance Broadcast Patreon exclusive Rumor Review. You guys know me, it's John. Okay, so our first story this week has to do with John Campea. You may have known him from his previous work with Collider. He's his own channel now. He had reported that there was a short list of titles that a source provided him for episode 9. Those titles, I'll just run through them right now. Legacy of the Force, Reign of the Force, Victory, just Victory, Ashes of the Republic, and Galaxy of the Brave. Alright, well first off, those titles sound terrible. They sound fan-made. I'm not trying to discredit anybody here, but I think there's only 2 people who know that title for certain right now, and it's J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. And we're not going to find out until they want us to find out.
Fans are just clamoring for that title. Can you give us any kind of hint of when we're getting it?
No. I don't think those titles are real at all. I do think we will get that title soon, though, because there has been another rumor going around that they may wait until Star Wars Celebration to release the title. And we, at the Resistance Broadcast, you may have heard us, we've been bopping around that potential. You know, Lacey, with her experience working with ReedPop in the past, said that that would be a disaster, because when they released shirts in 2015 for The Force Awakens, there were so many issues with them selling out and running out and people looting the stores and stealing stuff and causing a little bit of chaos. Now imagine they release the title for Episode 9 after the panel, and then they have to fill those store shelves with all those shirts that have been waiting, and people, they sell out and people can't get them. It'd be absolute chaos. So for that reason alone, I think the title's coming sooner. Also because it just makes sense to follow the patterns. They did a tweet and StarWars.com release for The Force Awakens shortly after filming. After filming for The Last Jedi, after a few months, they did, again, a tweet and a StarWars.com article announcing the title. They like to give it its own day and time. Whether it's an arbitrary Thursday at 2 o'clock, they want to own that time. I don't think they're going to wait for Celebration to do both the title and the trailer. Why not use 2 different times, one for the title, one for the trailer, double the marketing, double the attention. So I think even though we're waiting impatiently, I do still believe we're getting the title before Star Wars Celebration.
Patience. Use the Force. Think.
So next up, we had reported to you guys that an Obi-Wan Kenobi series is in the works. It will be happening on the Disney Plus streaming service. It was originally supposed to be a movie. They kind of backtracked that and rethought how they were going to make things. That makes more sense on what that Bob Iger quote was from last year, that they want to rethink how they do some stuff. So we are getting that Obi-Wan Kenobi series. We're not sure when that will be announced or when that will come out, but I have never reported something that I felt more secure about based on where I got the information from. And I'll leave it at that. Now we're hearing via Jordan Mason from Cinelinx, I believe. He has a very good track record. He's saying that he has heard of an additional series that is not Kenobi that is allegedly in the works and may be announced at Celebration. So this would be a 4th series if you take The Mandalorian, Cassian Andor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and now this 4th series. And he's claiming out of all those lists of rumored series that came out, I forget where they came out, but you may have heard a Rose Tico series, a Kira and Maul series, a Darth Bane series. There was a whole list of all these different series, and everyone was joking about, it was like Oprah saying, you get a car and you get a car, when now they're saying, you get a series and you get a series. Yeah. I'm not sure about that list, but at least Mason is claiming that the series he heard about was not mentioned on that list. So curious to see what that is. Is it possible it's not live action? Is there a chance we are finally revisiting Ezra's story? Are we going to get a final limited series on the conclusion of his story? We'll see. But I will say, I do believe this rumor. I do believe that there are more series beyond the 3. So I think a 4th series is quite possible, that there is an additional series coming down the pike, in addition to obviously other ideas floating around. So I think that is true. The final one. This is a little spoilery about Episode 9, so if you want to be completely fresh, then you could probably move along to next week's rumor review.
Move along.
But this one is saying that it's possible the Lars homestead on Tatooine may be featured in Episode 9 in a flashback. Now, this would mean that both Tatooine and Jakku are featured in Episode 9, because I believe Jakku will be featured in Episode 9. I think a lot of the filming they did in Jordan was for Jakku, and it would make sense because I've heard over and over again that Lucasfilm, Disney, they like to reuse sets and locations as much as possible to get the biggest bang for their buck. We've heard that several times in the past with Solo and other productions. So if they were filming on Jordan, it's possible that they could have done filming for Jakku, as well as some scenery shots for Tatooine. And what I mean by that are the dunes and the deserts, literally scenery shots to use later. And why I say scenery shots is because the rumor that was put out there, I think it was by MSW, I'm not sure, but that the Lars Homestead is a set being built at Pinewood. Now, they could film the huts and the buildings there, and then put the scenery that they film on Jordan in the background, using, obviously, ILM's technology, so that would make sense as well. Now, this would also lead credence to the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, because if they maintain that set at Pinewood of the Lars Homestead, they can use that again for the Kenobi series, assuming that young Luke will be involved, and obviously Kenobi would probably run into Beru and Uncle Owen. So, is it possible that Tatooine is going to be featured in a flashback in Episode 9? I'm going to buy it, because we've heard Clayton Sandell tell us, this is definitely a love letter to the fans, and there's going to be nostalgia in this. And, seeing Tatooine show up one more time in a Star Wars movie would make sense. And it'd be nice to get another old planet from previous trilogies showing up in this trilogy. I think that would be a good thing. And I think they could probably work out a way to make it make sense. And again, using that set for Kenobi so they can use it for multiple reasons makes a lot of sense. So I keep saying makes sense, and when I do that, that means the story to me kind of does make sense. So those are our rumors for the week. The first one, the short list of titles that were reportedly revealed for Episode 9. I'm not buying any of those. For one, I hope not, because they didn't sound very good to me. And two, I really think Abrams is holding this close to the chest. We recently just saw, as recently as yesterday or today, Anthony Daniels said the title is all JJ's business. So even he doesn't know. I really think this one's being played close to the chest by Abrams. He likes being secretive, and they trust him enough as an executive producer to these movies and director and writer to probably do so. So I am not buying that list of titles. Will they wait till Star Wars Celebration to release the title? I really don't think so. So I'm not buying that rumor either. I do think we are going to get it somewhere between now and Celebration so that they can have a double dose of attention and marketing. And I think it'll be a casual, unscheduled, unannounced tweet paired up with an article at StarWars.com. Unfortunately, my guess of February 22nd didn't work out, but what are you going to do? A guess is a guess. Okay, so the next one is a fourth series in addition to Obi-Wan Kenobi in the works for the streaming service? Definitely. And the last one, is it possible Tatooine and Jakku are both featured in Episode 9? I think so. Will the Lars Homestead be built to also be used for the Kenobi series? That makes a lot of sense. So I'm agreeing with this one here. I do think it's possible we get some Tatooine in Episode 9 as well as Jakku. It's possible they used the Jordan filming set location for multiple purposes. That makes a ton of sense to me. So that's it, guys. That is the rumor review this week. Pretty straight, to the point, not too many theatrics, but I want to know what you guys think. So in the comments, let me know what you think about these rumors. Do you agree with my takes on them? Do you disagree? What do you think about the rumors in general? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if there's any rumor I haven't touched on that you think I should, also put that in the comment so I can tackle that next week or on the podcast or wherever. Thank you guys so much to all of you, all of our patrons of the Resistance broadcast. It feels like every week there are new patrons joining our crew. I appreciate all the support so much. What you guys allow us to do is blowing my mind, and you really just keep us motivated and want us to keep this thing going full bore here, right into Celebration and beyond. 2019 is going to be a huge year, and you guys supporting us make us able to do as much as possible. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the review. Enjoy the rest of your Sundays, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on the podcast. It's a good one, so we'll see you around, kids.